everyone. Welcome to the 2026 Raw Information Session. My name is Heather Rayner. I am the events manager at the Wisconsin Bike Fed, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit today about what to expect for Raw 2026. A little ride overview. This year will be our 11th anniversary, and as always, this ride is a benefit for the Wisconsin Bike Fed, so all proceeds go directly back to our organization. We're doing another loop around Eau Claire, but we've changed it up a little bit so that the 100, what was last year 180 miles, will now be 175, and it's a little bit more elevation gain, but it's a different loop, so I'm hoping that you will enjoy it. We are bringing back the 100-mile ride. That's been altered just slightly. We are now out. I'm also adding in a 60-mile route for those that find 100 or 175 a little overwhelming, me included. And then, as always, we will have the family fun ride that's somewhere between 12 to 14 miles an hour and is a guided ride, so no one's left behind. A little breakdown. This is from 2025. You'll see that we hit 1,000 participants. That was our biggest participant numbers in Raw history. So we want to thank you all for joining us. 31% of those were female. So that's up in the past from what it used to be. And a little bit of a age breakdown for your fun there. You will see that we did have a couple of kids under 18, which were accompanied by their parents, and super exciting to see those young kids start their raw journeys early. And you'll also see that we did have people come from all over the country, majority of people being from Wisconsin, but we did have some travelers from other states. A couple of pictures I threw in. You'll see some of the finish line, some of the route out there in the country, and some of the high bridges that are along the route as well. So here we have the 175-mile route. You'll see that this year we're going all the way down to the Mississippi, staying in this Buffalo County region, and then coming back up. Everything will be happening south of Eau Claire, and the 175-mile will connect with the 100 and back with the 60. This is the 100-mile route. You'll see that instead of going south after this first section here, you'll cut over to the east and then back up. And our 60-mile route will be a little bit shorter. So instead of going as far down as the 175, you'll cut east and then come back up. But all the rest stops, the Dells Mill, which is the iconic rest area, and then our last rest stop will both be shared by all three routes. So surfaces are all completely roads. We won't have any trail or gravel paths to worry about. A lot of people ask me, which bike should I ride? I always say it's a personal preference, right? But I would recommend riding the bike that you've been training on all season. I wouldn't run to the bike shop and buy yourself a new bike. Get to the start line because we want to make sure that we have everything fitted properly for you. So I do recommend a traditional road bike. If you're doing the family ride or the 60-mile route, you can get away with a different style of bike. But if you're doing one of the longer routes, we do recommend the traditional road bike as it is the most efficient way to travel. But we will not turn you down if you have a gravel, mountain, electric bike, any of those. E-bikes. We get a lot of questions about e-bikes, and we do encourage you to bring your e-bike. This is a self-supported ride, so just keep in mind riders are responsible for bringing their own charger and extra battery if desired. We will have power strips available at most of the rest stops, but we can't count that they're going to be there at every one of them. We'll provide a list of which rest stops they will be at, but for now, what I usually recommend, if you're doing the 175-mile, we don't recommend an e-bike just because of the time it would take to charge it. Unless you have plenty of spare batteries, then that's fine. But because rest stops are only open for a certain amount of hours, we do like to make sure that people account for that. So if you have to charge your battery, make sure that you account for how long it will take you at each rest stop. The start and finish line will both be at Phoenix Park. You'll see that the Phoenix Park is situated right along the Chippewa and the Eau Claire River. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful park, so hopefully you enjoy it. Here's a little bit of our start and finish line. Start is all together one mass start between the 60, the 100, and the 75-mile routes. So then everyone will be finishing at their own pace. When they get done, they'll cross the same finish line. If you're doing the family ride, that's going to roll out a little bit later at about 9. We'll start registration at 9 and roll out at 9:30, where the other mass group will be rolling out at 6 a.m. So back to the family fun part of it, we do encourage you to bring your families with. There's lots of things to do in Eau Claire. There's actually going to be the U.S. National Coupe Championship happens that same weekend. The Northern Wisconsin State Fair happens that same weekend. And then adjacent to the Phoenix Park, there is a farmers market and artesian market happening on the same day. So lots of things to do. And then if you bring your families, they are able to join in the family ride. It's only $25. Kids under 12 are free. And then we also provide family meals that you can add on to your registration. So if you're coming to the ride and your family isn't participating, but you want them to join with you in the buffet meal at the end of your ride, they are certainly able to do that. So just add a family meal onto your registration. So raw is a pay per mile format. Only for the first week. It used to be pay per mile. We kept that going for the first week and then we upped it by $25. We are going to be doing another price increase on April 1st. So you'll see that the regular rate through March 31st is $200 for the 175. It increases to $225 on April 1st. And then there will not be another price increase as registration will be closing on June 30th. Family ride, we don't ever increase the price. All right, so people ask, well, what's included? Why should I pay money and come support the Bike Fed and ride across Wisconsin? Well, A, you're supporting the Bike Fed's nonprofit organization. You are also going to get a meticulously marked route. You are also going to get mechanical sag and support. You're going to get medical support. You're going to get a finish line party, and everyone's going to get a finisher gift, and you're going to get professional photos. So all of this stuff is really important when you're doing a big ride like this because you want to make sure that the route is marked so you know where you're going. We also provide the GPS files that you're able to download, and we do recommend you download the most recent version before the ride that because sometimes things change with projects of road closures and stuff like that. So we just want to make sure that you have the most correct route. Any medical or mechanical support that you receive along the route, that will all be free. But if there's any parts that you need, we do ask that you carry either some cash or your credit card with you on the route because it could get really expensive for these mechanics if they're providing all of the supplies that they need to for free. So part or labor is free, but we do ask that you pay for any accessories as needed. And then Wisconsin Bike Patrol will be following the route. If you have a medical need, we will provide you with the number that you call. But also, if it's emergency, we do recommend you call 911. The traditional ceramic mug that we offer for our raw finisher gifts that will be available for the people doing the 175. This year we're doing some Camelback raw tumblers for the people doing the 100-miler, and then you'll be getting a raw water bottle for the 60-mile route. All right, what's not included? Accommodations. Keep in mind there's lots of things going on that weekend in Eau Claire, so we do ask that you book your accommodations early. We have put a list of hotels that we're working with that are offering discounts, so visit our website for that. And I would definitely don't delay because we don't want to have hotels fill up and then you don't have anywhere to stay. Transportation, no tricky logistics again this year. We do recommend you carpool. There is plenty of parking down at Phoenix Park, so that shouldn't be an option. And if you grab one of the hotels that are close by, you're able to just ride your bike over. So yeah, it'll be really easy for you. Raw VIP, we do offer a Raw VIP package. What you're going to get is a complimentary registration. You're going to get accommodations for 2 nights at the Lismore Hotel. You'll be there Friday and Saturday night. We'll take care of that for you. You're going to get a Raw jersey, or you can put $100 towards a set of bibs. You'll get a little goodie bag that we'll leave for you. And not only that, but you're also in a chance to win. You're also in a drawing to win a Trek Domani SL7 Generation 4. Now, think about this. Not very many people sign up for the VIP package, so you do have a great chance of winning that bike if you do. Okay, so we also provide a fundraising option. Now, some races, or not races, rides, do require you to fundraise, where Ride Across Wisconsin doesn't. We kind of leave that up to you. But here's what's cool. If you fundraise the amount of your registration, then you get to ride for free. So basically, it's a no-brainer, right? Start a fundraising campaign, have your friends and family pay for it, and then you get to ride for free. So you have two options to do this. You can sign up and pay your registration fee up front. If you decide to fundraise and you create a fundraising campaign and you reach your minimum, we will reimburse you. So say you sign up for $200 to ride the 175, you pay the $200. Say you only fundraise 150, we will then reimburse you for the 150, and because you would still owe the $50. So there's also this option B, which is to not pay anything up front, and then you fundraise the full registration fee, and then whatever you don't raise, then we will just charge you the difference. So one of two ways to do that. If you raise an additional $50, you will get the 2026 Raw t-shirt. So when thinking about fundraising, it's not just for you to be able to fundraise the cost of your registration. We're actually looking for you to go a little bit above and beyond so that more money comes into the Bike Fed, so that when we talk about fundraisers, we can see how much money we actually raise through our fundraising and not just through our registration. Happy to answer any questions on that if you want to shoot me an email. So if you're not registered, there's one way to do it. You register for Raw, then you sign up to become a fundraiser, and it walks you through that. If you're already registered and you're like, wow, I didn't realize I could fundraise and I'd like to choose that option, you can go back into your fundraising page, log in, and it walks you through the steps here. If this isn't enough information for you, you can still visit our website on our fundraising page. We do have all the instructions listed there as well. Okay, so a quick rundown of what our weekend will look like. Friday night, July 10th from 4 to 8, we're going to be doing a packet pickup at the Brewing Project. If anyone joined us last year, you will know that the Brewing Project was the place to be. We had a band, the weather was beautiful. We had some vendors on site. You came, you picked up your packet, you did a little shopping, got yourself a Raw t-shirt, enjoyed the music, mingled, all that kind of stuff. On Saturday, right at 5 a.m., we will open up the start line. We're going to have a grab and go breakfast and some hydration available. We'll also have mechanics on site for checking over your bike. Now, if you're somebody that needs a certain meal or diet before you ride, by all means, please make sure you take care of that. The grab and go breakfast will be things like muffins, donuts, coffee, simple items that you could grab. At 6 a.m., we're going to do a mass rollout. This will be police escorted, so we will have a police at the front and the back so that the whole pack rolls out through the city together. And then once we get to the edge of town, they'll break off and you'll be on your own to follow the route, either by the arrows or the GPS files. oops, at 9 a.m. We're going to have the family ride check in at Phoenix Park, and then we're going to do the rollout at 9:30. Again, this will be led by a few people. We'll also have a sweep, make sure no one gets left behind. And when you return, that's when the taco bar will open, and anyone else who starts to return to Phoenix Park from their ride after that, lunch will be started, and the finish line will close at 8 p.m., hoping that we have everyone through at that time. If you get to a point where you're like, I'm not going to make it on time to keep with this schedule, then you can call for a SAG support or bring your own, and then that way you've got someone to help you get back to the finish line. We do provide a rest stop timing chart. This is for your knowledge, and it helps keep things on schedule. So you can see that if you are somebody that rides 15 miles an hour and you leave Phoenix Park at 6 a.m., these are the rest stops. These are the times that you're expected to be at these rest stop locations, so that if somebody wants to meet you there, or you can see what your pace is. We don't keep the rest stops open all day, just from certain times. That way, we can move things forward, and we can't have our rest stop volunteers sitting there all day. So we do ask that you do respect these times, and our rest stops will close at certain times. So if you're stuck at a rest stop with a mechanic and you don't think you're going, or mechanical, and you don't think you're going to get to the next rest stop on time, you can always be asked to be sagged forward. That way you can get back onto the route as well. And then we've also provided the timing chart for the 100-mile. Going back real quick to this 175-mile, we do ask that you can ride an average of 15 miles an hour in order to complete this. You'll see that I didn't put any times in for the any mileage before that, because realistically, we need you to be able to do 15 miles an hour in order to complete this ride on time. Okay, the 100-mile-an-hour folks, we do ask that you can at least ride 7.5 miles an hour in order to complete the Century route on time. This timing chart doesn't account for your time spent at the rest stop. So think about that. If you're somebody that needs to spend 10, 20, 30 minutes per rest stop, you're going to have to add that time onto this timing chart. And for the 60-mile, again, we've kind of laid that out for you. So looking at the way this is spelled out, the slower 60-milers should be finishing sometime early afternoon. All right, we have some great merch. This is something that we work directly with Bora on. So if you go right to our website, you can see it says merch, and that'll take you right to our website where you can order any of these jerseys. We've got a couple different cuts, like the race fit, the club fit, and then there's also matching bibs for each of them. So as soon as you place your order, it goes into production. I think they're mailed out after 2 weeks. When the production ends, they will be mailed out. So it's like every 2 weeks, packages are being mailed. So you don't have to wait until a certain like month that they'll be mailed. It's pretty much keeps happening automatically throughout the season. And I think the last order can be placed at the end of August. We're also going to have a raw t-shirt for sale. Again, if you fundraise additional $50, you will get this shirt for free. Other than that, we will have it for sale on our website, and it will be available at the event as well. So sponsorship, because Raw is a fundraiser, we rely heavily on sponsorships. If you are an organization that would love to give back and sponsor, please reach out to me. Think of it this way. Sponsorship doesn't always have to be monetary. It can be in kind. If you have a business that has a product that you think would be great at one of our rest stops, we can certainly, that would be a trade of an in kind. If you want to sponsor a rest stop, or you have a group that you'd like to work at one of the rest stops for us, that would be great too. So you are, say you're an organization or a group and you want to come work at one of our rest stops, you're welcome to advertise, put up your own canopies, whatever you need to do. So we do appreciate sponsorship, as we are a nonprofit and this is a fundraiser. So please let me know if you'd like to get involved. Bike flights. If you know somebody who's traveling from out of state and they don't want to pack their bike, or they don't want to carry their bike with them, say they're flying, we have partnered with Bike Flights. So Compass Bike Lab in Eau Claire is where the bike would be shipped to. They would assemble it. You would work with them on what the cost would be, and just a nice little way to ship your bike if you're coming in from out of state. Okay, so let's go, everyone. Let's make this your story. I really hope that you join us for Raw. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And I really look forward to seeing you all in July. All right. Thank you very much. Bye bye.